We here. We hot. We live.
We're back.
We're back.
And we're upset. For real.
Yeah.
I'm tight.
JJK, all-time fumble.
I'm sad.
We're finishing up the series, and it doesn't look like it's gonna. It doesn't look like it's gonna end on a good note. And keep it buck. The Tengen shit is pretty much.
I hate to say it. Wrapped up. I told you so, though. You can't tell me this shit was gonna end in 5 chapters and be like it's gonna be good. There's no way. It was no way. It was.
I agree. I never once I heard, when was that? Like in August or whenever it was, maybe August, when he said he's trying to finish it in 5. I was like, we're fucked.
It's cooked.
There's no way that it's gonna end.
The only way I think it would have ended right is if they dragged out the Sukuna fight until the end of it and just ended it after Sukuna died. I think that would have been a better way to probably just wrap it all up and just leave the Tengen shit alone. Like
I don't
know.
Here's my.
That's what the end result was.
This is my biggest problem about this series in total right now, and I want to reserve judgment to the final chapter because I really don't know. We never got an answer for the question that I feel like the series kind of based its whole, I guess, formula off of, which is Yuki versus, I guess, Geto, or I guess Kenjaku in a sense. Is it better to optimize curse energy and have everyone have curse energy and continue to have curse spirits, or is it better for everyone to work in unison, right? No curse energy, right? But the world is a better place because we all rely on each other. That was the real core of the series. Curses were trying to validate each other as people in general. We got human beings also trying to validate themselves against curses. And we got the whole dynamic with Toji. What was the point of all of that? We introduced Toji. Toji was, and he still, I guess, is the most dynamic character because he kind of set the sequence of events into play out the way that it did. But what was the point of that whole argument to even seeing Geto's perspective if we was never going to get a real definitive answer for that shit? Like if the series was going to end up wrapping up and being granted, it was a good fight against Sukuna. It was, the Gojo fight was good. I enjoyed most of the jumping afterwards too. But for the series to wrap up that way and then we don't get an answer for the real crux of the problem that caused this shit in the first place is like, where are we going?
They ain't even formulated in a way that's just like, okay, you come up with the answer. You know what I mean? We'll give you both sides and then we'll set it up in a way where you can decide what's the right side. But they don't do that. He doesn't do that. And then he doesn't let the characters make a decision either. So it's kind of just like a dropped plot point for the most part.
And that's literally like the crux of the series. Like if you literally go to why the series has meaning in general, it's down to that. Like that's why they even had that little prologue, that mini prologue in the middle of the series to show us this is really why this stuff is taking place. Like this whole dilemma was caused by these sequence of events. So fleshing it out, I would think would be priority to making sure that like, all right, this series has meaning. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say even Naruto had, I know we talk about how bad the ending of Naruto is, and it is not a great ending, but even that had a point. Like there was a purpose behind. There was a resolution and a purpose behind the sequence of events. Madara got fooled by some ass pull at the end. Yeah, but it was some shit that was, I guess, set up to. It still made sense. It just wasn't ass pull.
It was bad. Like, where did we? It was Naruto was poorly executed, right?
Yes,
like, it was an ass pull that was meant to get this too big a problem out of the way, right?
Yes.
I don't know how to deal with this
right
guy
and still do it bad,
right?
Yes,
JJK low-key had that, right? The way that they
it was close.
Sukuna. It was right there. Getting to that territory.
It was right there.
Like,
but I feel like the plot kind of changed to like this whole how does the strong feel, like the loneliness and being strong and that shit. Like I feel like that once Sukuna got involved, the plot point kind of jumped to that. Just like, oh, how lonely is the strongest? What's it like being the strongest?
I thought we were gonna I thought we were gonna expand on that because I thought the whole idea was once you get to that level, you kind of you're indifferent to humanity. Even Gojo was kind of indifferent in a sense to humanity once he reached like a certain level of strength, right? Yeah. So I thought once you kind of remove those obstacles or you remove that barrier of, I guess, strength in general, then everyone is just human, which was the whole thing. Like, okay, without curse energy, there would be no curses either. Curses would cease to exist because they only exist because of people's negative energy. So without cursed energy, there would be no curses. So that's already a big positive right there. And then 2, without cursed energy, Jujutsu Society that's restrictive, misogynistic, it's oppressive, all that shit, it would cease to exist, right? So
win-win.
Exactly.
It's a win-win. It's like it was one of the things where I'm like, okay, well, Kenjaku's point was, well, nah, he wants to see the full potential of humans, and he clearly is sick, but he did have a point because sorcerers got weaker over time in a sense, right? And then Yuki had the opposite point, which also was true and valid. So the series was kind of culminating on that idea. And I even thought the Sukuna fight played off it well, even between the dynamic with Yuji, who was struggling from the beginning to get strength. He's getting it to that level, but he still tries to forgive Sukuna. He still tries to give this nigga, or at least maybe have empathy for this nigga in the moment. And that's what the strength was. I'm drawing at straws here because now they literally he just,
my friend, you're coping.
Yeah,
this is one of the
there was nothing. He fucked.
You're in denial right now.
Oh no, this is rage, nigga. I'm mad. I'm fucking mad. He literally he made this idea and then dropped it.
Heavy.
Like fully dropped. What the fuck was Kenjaku's? What was his whole deal? Why the fuck did this nigga say, well, my plan will still be in motion even after I'm dead?
What plan?
Nigga, what plan? We on the last chapter.
You did all that freak shit for nothing?
For the love of the game.
In the hand of the author, and the author fumbled it.
Nah, bro.
Oh my God, bro.
It's I truly want to know, did they ever say why he's like wrapping it up so early?
I think he's sick of
Probably
it.
health
I think
issues.
He's sick of it. It could be health issues.
I honestly feel like Gege had like a different plan up until Kenjaku's past Kenjaku's death. I think even after that fake Kenjaku death, he planned to bring him back, and I think his plan was still going to be in motion. I think up until midway, there was like a turning point in the Sukuna fight where he started to rush things and add things in and kind of I won't even say in the middle. Definitely towards the end. Definitely.
So
after Maki, I think after Maki, it felt a little forced. Everything after that felt forced.
I think that's okay. So you know that sequence, and I don't even hate this sequence. It's just something that I'm just now noticing. You know that sequence in like the right at the end of Dragon Ball Z, when they're trying to figure out how to beat Buu, and it just becomes a series of let's try this, let's try this, let's try this, let's try this, let's do this. Gohan, Gotenks, Gohan again. Let's try it again. That's what the end of JJK felt like. It kind of felt like he was, and I wasn't mad at it at the time because again, there was stuff happening that I was okay with seeing. But after Gojo died, all the jumping afterwards, it was kind of like a let's try. It was kind of like let's just throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. And it worked to a degree. But now that we get to the end of the fight, and then Higuruma's also not dead after he caught a point blank waffle and was like, Yuji, it's up to you. Foaming at the mouth with blood. What are we talking about?
That was insane.
What do you mean? Reverse curse technique can do anything. The ultimate Deus Ex Machina, bro. There's no way Yuta is alive right now. I'm sorry.
It does everything and nothing at the same time.
Curse technique kept a corpse with no brain in it, like period at all. Just kept it alive.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's the first Hokage.
We're just talking about how crazy reverse curse technique on the brain is, and only like the peak could like do some shit like that, and even then,
shit
like
just fried Gojo and Sukuna's brain. They both have blood coming out their eyes and nose and shit from just staring at each other. And but for Yuta, he's a genius. He figured out a way to conquer death.
Rika just has infinite cursed energy. Like we've established that, have we? Well, I don't know, bro.
I mean, she's the strongest curse, right? That is the second strongest curse.
I guess now at this
point, getting smoked by Sukuna too. So who healed
literally.
Rika?
She just never. I don't think she ever really ate that much damage, is what I guess they're trying to tell us. But I
guess, but I don't believe that. I believe everybody Sukuna even looked at took wild damage. Like everybody fought him.
I just
like. Okay,
I truly. I haven't felt this in so long. This is an unexpected feeling.
This is a little disappointing. Yeah, I'm not gonna say like I had high hopes and shit. Like
nigga, I did.
The show let me down per se, but I'll definitely say I'm a little disappointed with how this turned out. I think overall it's still a good story.
Out of the three of us in here, only one man, just one, has proclaimed JJK might be top 5 all time.
Oh, but hold on, wait.
I gotta ask you. I gotta ask you.
Wait, no.
I gotta ask you.
We can pull up the tape. We can pull up the tape. I said,
you said it was damn near top 5.
It
was in the middle of the,
I said it's inching towards that category. It's inching towards where we're approaching that conversation. I feel like,
it was definitely.
This is. I'll stand on it. This is bullshit. Okay, this is bullshit. Right? I'm not a nigga to go back on this shit. I felt like the writing was approaching that point. Now, my biggest criticism of this series will always be the world building. I'll always say that. And the lore. There's almost no lore to speak of in this series, but it was okay.
There is, but there isn't. It's kind of weird. Like they reference things and then just kind of drop it.
Question: Why did we get?
Always a question mark, bro.
Why did we get in the middle of the Kashimo fight? We got this big panel with the 5-star divine generals of the Fujiwara clan of the Sun, Moon, and Stars that Sukuna defeated. I remember this panel like it was yesterday of the Heian era. Who are these niggas?
Nobody.
Who are these niggas? Who the fuck is the Fujiwara clan? Who the fuck are who cares?
Gege don't even know.
Why the fuck are you telling me about this shit?
I barely know anything about the Zenitsu clan, and they're the most talked about clan in the fucking series, bro.
Dog, there's so much shit that he's like, yeah, well, this is that, and this is this. And there was no payoff.
What was the 3 big clans again? Is the
Gojo clan, the Zenin clan, and the Freak That clan. What was the clan called? The Blood clan. The
Oh, right.
Whatever clan. Yeah, that clan.
Yeah.
And we never saw none of them besides the Zenin clan get smoked. I know they said the Gojo clan was irrelevant without Gojo, I guess, but we literally never saw.
That was my other question. There was no other, like, nobody else in the Gojo clan? Like,
well, because no one could use the Limitless is only, you can only have only one person has the 6 eyes at a time.
Right.
So if someone is alive with it, that's it. Everyone else is kind of a burger because you can't even use the Limitless right without the 6 eyes. So it's almost like they just kind of.
Use it at all? Like there's no one that was.
They said it's so draining. It's so incredibly draining to use that it's pointless.
Just use it once. Like,
if I just threw out 1 purple, do I just die after that? Like,
I don't. They can't even do that. Niggas can't even barely use blue.
Get that far.
Niggas can't even begin to use infinity. I think it's pretty much like Maki's sister situation.
What a burger clan!
It's no. They literally they're carried so hard by the Limitless and the 6 eyes user combination that's their claim to fame. That's it. That it's so overwhelmingly powerful. I mean, it's true. It's so overwhelmingly powerful that it makes up for everyone else being a bum. But that's pretty much it. That's why the Zenin clan got to do all that race shit. They got to make sure that they got to breed specific traits and shit because they can't deal with anyone with
got everything. They got all the weapons. They got all the fucking
It's meaningless against the 6 eyes. They need it. They need it.
They need it. Fucking Maki.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They can't do nothing.
All the 3 clans was burgers. They was all burgers.
They're really bad.
If they had the peak of each, I think not the Blood clan because I can't think of the Blood clan being.
We don't know.
Competing.
We would never know because we never seen anyone.
We haven't, but I still can't see the just blood manipulation ain't as good as Maharaga or Infinity. I just can't see it.
It's not even as good as Kurt's speech, if I'm being honest.
I can't see it. Yeah,
if the nigga walks through and he's blood bending in like the JJK verse, if he just goes like this and all of a sudden you're just frozen like this, you don't think that's broken?
If you got Infinity active, I don't know if it would work like that. I'm curious to know if your curse technique could penetrate Infinity just because it's blood beyond Infinity. Like if it's like, I'd be curious about that. That is a good question.
I thought they could use that curse technique because their blood was special.
Right. So because their blood is special. All they would have to do is get their blood in their blood, essentially, which you could do in a bunch of ways. Like it's a fight. Throw a dagger, a little kunai dipped in your blood. You think it's grazing you.
Against the Limitless, I don't know. Against a nigga with the 6 eyes.
Again, it's a total task against the Limitless.
Maharaga, honestly, too, the 10 Shadows is low key probably.
Maharaga, I would try my luck with. I don't know how the blood would work on him per se.
I don't think so.
If a nigga pull out,
he'd adapt to it. It would never work again unless you catch him lacking and then
unless you were able to one-shot him. From the beginning, you have to one-shot him. That's literally the only way.
The second,
but again, I wouldn't even let it get that far. If I know I'm fighting a 10 Shadows user, and I got
this nigga saying with the sacred treasure, bro, I'm pulling a gun out.
Glocky, Glocky. I'm not playing none of that shit, boy. None of that shit.
Glocky immediately. with the sacred
5, 5,
treasure.
6
Yeah,
all that
sacred
shit,
treasure
bro.
right
Come
here.
on.
I got you.
That makes me think, quick sidebar. You ever watched that new anime, Strongest Magician in the Demon Lord's Army?
Nah, I haven't checked it out, but niggas,
I saw like the first
talking
2
about it.
episodes.
I'm gonna give y'all quick spoiler. If y'all never watched it, sorry. Fast forward. I don't know, about 5 minutes. I don't know what to say. But the whole premise really of that shit is what happens if a nigga introduces guns to the world of magic. It's broken.
Nah.
That's
pulling out.
exactly what he does. It's just like,
pull
y'all
out the
niggas is
stick.
wilding.
Oh,
you're using
shit.
fireball? His is AR-15. What are you talking about?
Not even. It's like muskets too, like old school muskets. But it's
nigga blowing holes through, nigga. Oh, niggas though. I feel like niggas
pulled out the
blunderbuss.
He's running around like Bloodborne, bro.
They're wearing cloth armor. They're wearing cloth armor. That shit tearing holes through your shoulder, dog.
No.
That's nuts.
But here's the thing. It may be a bayonet musket, but it's got magic behind it. It's not a regular kick. It got a little extra umph behind it.
Even if it was regular
through metal. It's shredded through their chainmails. It's shredding through its armies.
It's over.
Even the standard musket is getting the job done. I'm not even gonna lie to you. The standard musket
dead ass in the show. He dead ass. This is no exaggeration. I think he's got like his rifle squad, his elite rifle squad. It's 12 niggas in a demon pig. And the demon pig is just telling niggas line 1, and it's the first 4. They line up and they shoot. Then the next line,
he's running around like Oda Nobunaga.
Those 12 niggas cleared an entire invasion out. Just those, they cleared a lot.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Everyone was mad confused. They was just like, what magic are they using?
Nah, by the time the first row's done shooting, the last row's done reloading, the next row's shooting up, they're up.
It's over.
It's the same thing in the JJK verse.
Gunned down.
You sitting there with this sacred treasure. This sacred blicky nigga, hold us down.
What are you talking about?
I
got this switch. Fucking me, like leave me alone.
This shit is making me mad, dog. I'm not even gonna lie.
Aiming for your hands.
It's
that's petty. That's not petty.
Aiming for your fingers, bro. You'll never do this shit again. Sacred treasure.
You said you fucked up. You fucked up. You're fucked up.
Sacred treasure.
Oh nah,
nah, bro. Put them away. Put them away.
It's up for you, buddy.
Jiu-jitsu is no longer a life path for you, bro. I'm sorry. Pursue another career.
That's rough.
That's like
this nigga
put the fries in the bag.
This nigga thought making like a cool power system would do it, bro. That's my real problem. He made a power system that was cool. It was valid. And now we out here with nothing. We got nothing out of it. Nothing.
Oh my goodness.
This is come on, bro. Not everybody.
There's no real payoff here.
I'm gonna
be really upset.
So let me ask. Where does JJK rank for you all time?
This is like a mid series now. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's not a bad series. It's crazy. Listen, bro. It's not a bad series.
Above average. Because
I gotta find that audio now. I'm gonna find this episode.
That's mid, dog.
Back to back.
You can't go from almost top 5 to mid.
It's not me.
I was gonna say.
Not me.
I was gonna say.
I'd
say it's closer to this generation's big 3 than it is closer to like a top 5 all time. I'll say that.
The reason why I would say that. I would have said that.
Big 3.
Just because of popularity, sure. But if we're talking about actual quality, so the real problem is we didn't appreciate, I think for the most part, that it's hard to end the series. It's hard. It is hard to end the series good. Like especially a long running series. Like it's
JJK
tough.
is not a long running series. That shit is 270 chapters.
I say if your series goes over 4 years, if you got a series that's going for like 4 or 5, I think it's got 6, almost 7 years running. What did 2017 it dropped or 2018?
Right. I think 2018.
Like 2018, yeah.
2018.
I remember reading the first chapter of JJK. I vividly remember that.
Yes, it's literally March 2018, right? So we got 6 years through it. I think I would consider that a pretty consistent, pretty, because Yu Yu Hakusho, I think, only ran for 4 years, and that's 175 chapters. 175 chapters.
I'm not gonna let
he ended it.
I'm not gonna let this go.
Listen, you already know how I feel. I'm not talking about, I'm not comparing series. I'm talking about, I still would consider Yu Yu Hakusho a fairly, like it's a fairly, it lasts a pretty long time. It lasts a pretty long time.
First off, let's salute Yu Yu Hakusho as being an Iron Man, because this was back in the 90s. Niggas had to get it out the mud. Wasn't this big budget? wasn't allowed to take every 4 weeks off like Oda does, or wasn't allowed to switch to monthly for like a couple 6 months and then switch it back and then take a hiatus. Nah, right? He wrote that shit straight through.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So Yu Yu Hakusho is 4 years of the grind. At the end of the peak. JJK is 6 years. I'm not gonna lie, I don't think it's mid. I don't know if I call it a mid.
Yeah, well above average. Like if I gave it like an out of 10, right now it's sitting at a 7.
I don't think I'd ever reread JJK again.
It's not worth it. That's literally.
I'd rewatch it.
It has to
be in the anime form, man. I think the anime is doing a lot of hard carry.
It is
in terms of like the series
popularity. The animation, yeah, it's clean. The fighting, it's dope, but I don't even know if
it's just not going to carry the story. And hopefully,
what you just said is why it's mid, though. What you just said is why it's mid, in my opinion. Because if I can't, if I don't feel like something is worth consuming again, I don't feel like it's something I can't even recommend it. I can't even necessarily say, oh, like, check this out, because you're going to be satisfied with point A all the way to point B. I can't even say that, because you're going to get built up. You're going to get invested. You're going to fuck with it. You're going to start fucking with the characters and certain elements. And then by the time you get to the end of it, Hikari got no dubs. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
They flopped the world building. You know what I mean? They pulled the rug from out under you at the end. Like, that's my biggest thing. There was the power, the world building is not there, but he thought a good power system. He genuinely saw Hunter x Hunter and was like, I fuck with the whole concept of what you're doing, but I'm going to skip on the world building, because that to me is what JJK is. It's Hunter.
You think JJK got a better power system than Hunter x Hunter?
No, Hunter x Hunter is easily.
I think JJK has a more simplistic system, an easier system to understand than Nen.
But it's close.
But Nen
it's
overall,
close in
like
terms of
when you put Nen under the light, like it's a lot more.
Nen is the best power system of all time. Nen is the best, most complete
power
system.
Powers are ass. There's more ass powers than there are good ones in the Nen system.
That's the beauty of Nen, because
it's versatile.
It's
exactly.
versatile. It's how the user makes it. It could be anything logically, right? If a nigga said in Naruto, my Keiki Genkai is I loan you chakra, and if you don't pay my chakra back in a certain time frame, you just lose access to chakra. You would immediately stop reading, watching Naruto, right?
Because it would kill the tension. It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, because what kind of it doesn't fit into that power scale.
But it works perfectly for them. It works. It literally works.
The only scale that is that.
It's broad
like that.
It's insanely broad. And JJK is close, but what they did was they stripped it down to make it so that like there's a few unique abilities that descend through the family. So there's versatility, but it's slightly less, just so you could hone in more on the detail of certain abilities. Like he had to really explain Limitless, even through like the SPS shit. Like he had to write like a page. He had to have some scientists explain this shit, so it would make like real sense. And I fucked with that. Like that was cool shit to have that kind of detail for the power system, even down to the heavenly restriction shit, having that be the total opposite. That was a cool idea. Like there's a lot of shit that I do give him credit for because it was well executed. And I think he looked at Hunter x Hunter. He said, wow, I really fuck with how versatile the power system is and how that affects the world. And he ran with it. He did his own thing, but he completely skipped the world building step. Like he completely forgot that the reason why that works so well in Hunter x Hunter is because it's fleshed out and the world around it supports the power system. The power system can't exist without
characters introduced.
Bro, that's the problem. That's Hunter x Hunter has what, 400 chapters now? Yeah. JJK is literally 130, 40 chapters less at this point. And it's because the nigga didn't add the little pieces that would make the story have that much more value for a reread. Because there's even shit I reread on Hunter x Hunter that I didn't catch the first time because there's so much information to make the world feel real. And JJK doesn't have that. There's no value for that there. And that's where I think that's to me where he fumbled the whole shit, if we're being real with you. And that started way back. That's like indicative of the series, if we're being honest with you. Right. I had faith that he was going to be able to pull it out at the end because he had built it up to this point, but he wasn't able to.
Even if he just would have did the Boruto route where I'm just going to end, or the Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, where I'm going to end this storyline here, and then maybe I'll pass the baton to somebody else and let them flesh it out, let them explore the rest of the world.
If someone else would, or come back to it later when you got a fresher mind, if you're done with it. Because one thing that I do appreciate about Yu Yu Hakusho, since we were talking about it before, is that Togashi has said it before. He was mentally done. Like he was done with the series. Like he was kind of tapped out by the time we even got to the sensory arc. When we got to the final Spirit Detective arc before he went to hell, right? He wanted to end the series, but he still found a way to respectfully wrap it up and conclude it so all the characters had endings that made sense. You know what I'm saying? And it goes back to what I said, the world building and the power system too. It was simple as hell, fucking aura or spirit energy. Like it wasn't this crazy thing to understand, but the world building, the characters, there weren't a ton of characters to make shit complicated. He figured out a way to do it. And I have no problem with an artist getting tired with their series and wanting to end it. But it's another thing when the world isn't done, the world is half baked, and you want to end the series out of fatigue or whatever the case is, because then it's just your legacy is looking it's looking sideways. I'm being real with you. This is like I'm trying to think of like the NBA equivalent of this shit right now. Like this is really like this is rough right now in my mental, son. This is like
going to the Warriors.
It's close. You know what this is? This kind of collapse. I would either say it's that 2011 team losing steam against the Mavericks, or I would say it's that 06 Mavericks team losing steam against Dwayne Wade in the finals. Because you had it literally up until the end. You could have ended it on a nice note, and the series would have still been at 8.5, a solid above average, almost like a really great tier series. Just missing that world building aspect. But you fucked it up. You really fucked it up. Like truly, generationally.
Because they kept a lot of stuff from Hunter x Hunter, right? The exposition dumps, the similar power scaling. But like I think a lot was sacrificed in terms of the world building and the lore setup to maintain some form of entertainment. But yes. I mean I agree. Like I don't think that shit should have been left out. Like this is just integral to that kind of story, and then introducing these factors as like a side note in conversations, but never really giving it direct attention is really what like irks people when they're reading the fucking story. Like you gotta eventually show it. If you're gonna bring it up, you gotta eventually give us just a chapter of just what this shit is about.
Some payoff. That's all I'm saying. It's
the easiest thing. Like it could just be it doesn't have to be a heavy action chapter. You have exposition chapters. It's not like you don't have chapters that are just text, walls of text. Like yeah, you could do it.
Or
it's just
like you said earlier with the limitless thing. Just drop an SBS. Like explain the shit as you go. Oda does that shit all the time. This One Piece, constantly, as long as it is, would be infinitely longer if all of the information we got from like the SBS and all of those extra
and the cover stories and shit,
that was just regular story.
It would be way longer.
Smart enough to separate everything because he already knows he's got a long story. Do that.
I agree.
You got other avenues. Drop a tweet, nigga. Do something. That SIU for the guy that writes Tower of God, he can't do like that whole SBS thing every week. So what's he do? He'll drop a tweet. He'll go on Twitter. He'll chop it up with people. And then they'll put like an official post of it, like on the Tower of God website, like here,
And that's my thing. That's my thing is like, I don't think it really, I don't want to say it don't take much to really, I guess, flesh out certain shit, but it's just to me attention to detail because I'm thinking about it now because I mentioned Hikari, but I think that's part of the problem is that he just kept introducing characters and then these characters also have abilities. So you also then got to flesh out when I really think about it, right? There's a lot of characters that didn't have to be in the series that we got, and we got like a real flesh out of their powers when I feel like we could have focused either more on other characters or got that world building. Because it's like you said, Yu Yu Hakusho, a tight 4.5 years. No real breaks. Maybe you count like the little winter breaks, the little holiday shits, if that. And it's still all within 4 years, and he wrapped up everything nice and tight. We didn't get that with this series with more time, more chapters, and way more characters. And so I got to look at the characters. It's kind of like that Naruto situation. We got all these characters and you missing some integral shit that kind of would make this more interesting. We don't need all these characters. What the fuck did we get? We got a full-blown chapter for Kirara. Full-blown crazy. Her power is nuts. It was the most crazy shit. The star, you can't touch this. It warps you to that spot. It was just crazy crazy fucking chapter to read, and it was crazy battle IQ. It was nuts. We ain't never see her do nothing ever again. Never. Why did we need to get that shit about her power? It was just to make Megumi look good in that moment, which is fair. Fine. Okay, fine. We need to give him something to do. Make it make sense for the story going forward. Make it have some kind of sense for the story. That was nonsense.
What do we get JJK forgot the stakes that they set up in a lot of these situations.
I agree.
Or at least these last couple chapters make me feel like they forgot the stakes they set up. And he didn't really care about how it would logically end. Like we were saying it early, like Yuta, like you shouldn't exist, bro. Unless this is a dream sequence and everyone's dead, you should not be here, right? We should not be conversating.
And if that's the case, if this is a dream sequence, I will elevate it a little bit more. It's still not. I still think it's a fumble.
This is a dream sequence. JJK is a solid 8.
This is gas.
It's a solid.
This is all a dream sequence, and then the last chapter is Sukuna wake like he won, or like Kenjaku won,
or some version of that. Some version,
right? Or Tengen did like some infinite Tsukiyomi shit.
Some version. Okay,
I'll take that.
That's
fire.
It's a fourth plan that was hidden in the shadows, and the whole time that was really who was pushing Tengen to do this, and Kenjaku, they was the one really shadow worn shit.
I will give it to you. That's a solid
instant classic.
That's a good ending. And then I could say, okay, you know what? Yeah, y'all could check that out. I would give somebody that as a series.
Paid the fuck off.
Exactly. Yeah. That would be so. And it I think the series kind of got away from its horror roots a little bit, especially early on. It was very creepy.
It's really popular. That's why it got too popular.
It got too popular too quick. Around chapter 40, 50 is when niggas like, oh, this might be the next one up type shit. Yeah. So
right.
It definitely got too popular for its own good, but that would be a good way to be like, well, no, this is the series that I wanted to make. Curse shit. This is how it goes. Nobody wins. If it's some shit where like mutual destruction, they did beat Sukuna, but because he was merged with 10, it was a both mutual destruction and it restarts humanity, and now there's no cursed energy. That would be crazy. If it goes back to that point where it caused some shit that was a catalyst, no cursed energy, all that shit, that would be cool.
Sorcerers and curses died out.
That would be cool.
Hell yeah.
Big restart button, and then we wipe the slate clean. Okay.
Just Maki.
Or even if it's just nobody. If it goes back to what Jogo said, where he said if he's the only curse there, or if he's not the only curse there 100 years in the void when everything is wiped out, then he'll be satisfied because it's like, whatever. At least curses and humans validated each other as equal and whatever. Like we was the only ones left. If it calls back to that point,
that's fine.
Right. You got it.
That'd be a fire callback.
You got it, Chief. If that's what he does, that's the only way.
Gege to do that. Though.
I don't have faith in him to do that. I don't have faith in him. I have lost all faith. I have. I lost faith in him.
If the ending stays as it is, right, the next one is more of the same, plot points. It's a mid. It's mid outside of the top 10.
A hard mid.
Easily outside of the top 10. Outside of the top 10.
If it keeps going this route, it's going to have to hold that 7 down for a very strong start, a decent enough middle, and a poor ending.
Oh, I give it.
Wait.
I'm thinking of this thing because I'm thinking of it from beginning to end to where it's currently at.
Right.
And the beginning of the story, I'd say the first 100-something chapters, I was
on
board.
I would say solid 8.59.
I'm on board. Yeah. The only thing that's really dropping it for me is some stuff in the Sukuna arc and then the ending here. But
I think it's the culmination to me. I would give it a solid, honest to God, 6. I'd give it a 6. Mid to me is like genuinely middle. Like it's like a middle of the pack. Like it's watchable.
Give me another mid series. I need a reference book.
Whoa, Black Clover is that's
Black
garbage.
Clover is a 4 or 5, dude. That's a mid.
That's garbage.
It's under 5. It's just outside that mid tier.
Because at the end of the day, it is still kind of watchable. I don't know about the manga. I'm not gonna get into the manga. Apparently,
I'll give you it.
The manga for the most part.
All right, if we're gonna go anime only, I'll accept that. You're right. Okay. Anime only, I'll accept that because you're right. Because it is clean. And I do like Black Clover is one of the rare examples of good filler, where they had that tournament arc thing. That was good filler.
It has moments. It's just overall, it's kind of a dumpster fire. But like you could sit there and watch it and like get through some of the shit and still have a decent enough time.
Okay,
it's a good brain off. You feel me?
Yeah, it's around Black Clover.
I'd say Black Clover is worse than that series, but I think they're relative. I think they're within that. You could
Fairy Tail mid.
Demon Slayer.
Fairy Tail is
garbage.
Fairy
Tail is garbage. I think Fairy
Tail is mid. Actually, no, I think you're right. I think Fairy Tail is true mid.
Yeah. Even the anime was kind of boo boo in the animations, bro.
That shit, Fairy Tail hurt me. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was watching Fairy Tail.
I can't lie. Fairy Tail had a strong enough start. You feel me? That whole introducing the guild and all that shit. I thought that was pretty cool. I think I like the Erza backstory. So I was in it. I was on full board for a little bit.
It's too much.
When they went to the island, they did that little training arc thing, and then they did the reverse time.
With the dragon, all that bullshit.
Yo, when they did the power up bullshit before the tournament that they had, when they came back and it was just everybody touch this orb and we'll all get our powers up. That's when I dropped it. That's not when I thought it was bad. That's when I put it down.
No. It don't get better. It gets
no more. You pulled that shit out of your sphincter, bro. Like there's no way. There's no way, bro. You really said, training arc? Nah, everybody just touches this orb.
He's a seasoned mangaka too. That's the crazy part. Fairy Tail's
like you still have a job.
He made Rave Master.
If I was your editor, I'd quit.
I don't know what
they probably did.
Like that down.
That was the one chapter that slipped through with no editor.
That might have been his editor. Editors be ruining series. I'm here to tell y'all. Editors be fucking series.
Not really.
They be fucking series.
Really.
Sometimes editors do be fucking series up because I've seen a lot of stuff about Naruto was a lot of editor influence. But sometimes editors be trying to help. Bleach
from time to time.
In Bleach, the editor was like, "Yo, Kubo, fuck all these pages of just one slash. How about like put some other stuff on it?"
Yeah, you just want to be cool.
Kubo needed it. Yeah. Kubo needed it. Hold up. Kubo was lazy as fuck. He was not trying to.
He didn't need an editor because I could have told that nigga that shit. I could have told that nigga, "Hey, bro."
That nigga.
He needed somebody to be like, "Hey, yo, bro, draw."
Yeah, no.
He would fill in an entire page of black and have one white line through it, and then that was the whole page.
She was just a dot on the top of the page.
That was the double spread. Actually, it was black for both sides.
He's no.
Kubo ain't even fuck, bro. Nigga saw a fight scene.
Bleach is honestly. If we excluding the anime, if we excluding the current 1,000-year blood arc that they definitely boosting the reputation.
It's still not even that good.
Bleach is pretty in totality.
Bleach has a lot of plot holes.
It's decent.
But the big moments are done really well in Bleach. I gotta give him that.
But there's
every time when you get toward the end of the arcs, when you like even Hueco Mundo with Grimjow and Jagger Jack, like that shit, fire. You know what I mean? Like they wrap up arcs pretty well. I thought as disappointing as the Aizen fight was, pretty well. I can't even lie.
Early Bleach,
like I wish there was more to it.
Early Bleach was good. I consider early Bleach still the Aizen, the whole Hueco Mundo, Rancor shit. I still consider that.
Up to Hueco Mundo,
I was still into it. I was into it. I was truly the Vizareds, all that shit. I was into it. It's after that is when I said,
the full bringers, the dirty boots.
I can't do this.
Dirty boots made an appearance,
bro. That they dropped Aura putting that shit out, bro. They lost so much Aura.
I wouldn't know about Aura dropping because I dropped Bleach when that happened.
yeah, that's what you had to do.
I can't do that. Bleach might be mid. Bleach is
Is Bleach as a series? Is Bleach as a whole better than JJK? As a series in totality.
It's been around longer. It's kind of rough to say.
It's much longer. I mean,
if it's which one I would rewatch,
I would watch.
I guess it would be JJK.
I would watch JJK over Bleach.
I would rewatch JJK. Which one would you, if you had to reread one?
Can I choose where to stop?
You have to reread it in full.
Then it's just an easier read than Bleach, honestly. Like it's an easier
JJK.
I think so.
JJK, I think so. Yeah.
There's no way you're telling me.
Have you seen the Bleach chapters, man?
I've read them. I remember. I definitely remember.
I think the fall off of Bleach, it's too abrupt. At least with the JJK shit, I feel like it's even though it has its flaws up until the end. The ending to me, if it's as it is right now, the ending for me is what makes the series flaws that much brighter. Because I think I could have, like I said, if the series ends differently, whenever the chapter drops this week, the leaks drop or whatever it is, if it ends differently, then I will continue to have it in a I don't know if I would say it was top 10 because I felt like I'm not gonna get into it again, but I felt like it was approaching that category of this is really truly an all-time great series, especially a first-time series for an author. This is reaching that level. It's gonna say it's different problems. It's different problems.
Heavy, and I was gonna say I think JJK shines more where Bleach kind of drops the ball in terms of like power scaling and abilities.
Agreed.
I think Bleach is all over the fucking place. Bleach is a mess when it comes to power scaling and abilities. Yeah, what are those fucking magic techniques that they fucking use?
Hakidos,
Hakido?
Yeah, they're useless. They're irrelevant.
Those are kunai.
Don't worry about them.
They're kunai and Naruto, bro. It's the same. It's 1-to-1.
At least Bleach is upfront about it, right? The nigga Aizen says before he was revealed he was a bad guy. Yo, there's like 103 Hados. Only like the top 8 really matter. Honestly, like the other ones, bullshit. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like, he said that sauce. He said there was only one nigga that was ever truly nice with the other ones that put them on the map, and we don't know where he is. And they didn't know. That was the visit nigga.
The big dude.
Yeah, he was the only one that was truly nice with the Hados. Even him
with the fat nigga.
Yeah, with the pink mustache and
that nigga used to
character design was also terrible. I'm not gonna lie, but
it's kind of the same thing with JJK though, because like the niggas with barrier techniques, it's kind of like they weren't really outside of the domain expansions. Barrier techniques weren't really anything to really.
There's like 1 or 2 people that were really using them for real.
Exactly, Kenjaku and Tengen were the only ones to be like barrier masters. Like their barriers are so good that it's like it's crazy. Their barriers or whatever the fuck. But
yeah,
outside of that is. I just think the problem with Bleach is that it's when you especially in total in full when we're talking in full, it gets less enjoyable once you reach a certain point. It's not. I can't say that I would enjoy reading Bleach up into it. That's the problem. That's fair. It's
Bleach is running on a fucking timeline almost with every arc. He shows up, he gets fucked up real bad, he leaves, trains with some super duper try hard Omega God, comes back and wins. You know what I mean? Like
it's kind of formulaic.
You get bored with that. It's very formulaic.
I think early it had it has a similar scale where it was either training with Papa Gojo and crew or eat a finger. That's really his power-ups.
I think so I think the best part of JJK actually, ironically, definitely Shibuya is great, all that shit. Hidden inventory is great, all that shit. But when Yuji was kind of making his way through the Culling games, and we got Yuta's perspective, and we hope Maki slaying the Zenin clan, and we saw Megumi kind of losing his shit, killing reincarnated bums and shit like that, jobbers or whatever. That was low-key gas. Like when we was kind of getting like the solo shit, they was kind of working their way through Japan, working on the colonies, and also we saw the world getting knowledge of cursed energy. I was fucking with all that. I was into where they were going with, I guess.
My argument is, as good as those 2 good arcs are, Shibuya and this whole Sukuna, because I'm going to count the Cullen games Sukuna as one, right?
I think it's fair. Yeah.
Right? So those are the 2 best arcs in JJK. Fair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How do they stack up to the Soul Society arc and Hueco Mundo?
I think pretty actually. Again, this is without nostalgia. This is purely what I believe about the series. I think they actually do stand up pretty fairly. I think especially the entrance to the Soul Retrieval, the Soul Society retrieval arc where they break in to save Rukia and all that shit. That's iconic. Like that's definitely an iconic arc all time. I do think Shibuya is gonna go down as an iconic arc. Especially because of the anime. The anime
like how that ended though.
They did it justice. They went crazy. I think that's what made season 2 is what made, I think, most of the fans of the series, in my opinion, at least the recent fans, the people that really tuned into that shit,
You introduced like two really big characters and
huge
Byakuya
characters.
Kuchiki and Kenpachi.
And
One
it
of the
just
coolest niggas in the Soul Society,
exactly.
honestly. Like
It's I think they're pretty comparable. Just iconic status. I do think JJK will reach there. That at least these moments. I'm not talking about the series, moments alone. I do think that. And then the Gojo Sukuna fight, I do think that's gonna go down as one of the best all-time greats fights. I do think so. It's one of those fights.
So I think the Bleach, the Rukia retrieval arc, I think that arc really stands out a lot better because the stakes were a lot higher. Like they really, like this man was going in with a bunch of burgers. He had Chad and Orihime with him. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're not doing anything. And then you're going up against squad captains now. Like you're getting to see the pinnacle of the top of the power scale. Like the two strongest captains. Like unfortunately, Kenpachi nerfed himself, but that was the only way he was going to make it out. But
that's a plot hole, by the way. Just
that's
a crazy plot hole. That makes no sense. It makes no sense that Kenpachi was not strong enough to beat Ichigo, but
at that point in time, that
was strong enough to beat everyone. He never lost a fight after that.
Literally,
it makes no sense. But
ever. They really overplayed what Ichigo was capable of.
That makes
overplayed heavy.
But
I think so. I think the differences between the two arcs, because like I said, I think they're comparable, especially in terms of how they're going to go down for the respective series, like influence-wise, all that shit. I think the reason why JJK gets to that status is because we got the hidden inventory arc kind of in between that arc. So we got to see, I guess, a major breakdown of why Gojo actually is the strongest and all that shit. And then it was a massacre in Shibuya. It's a different scale of things. They were trying to break in and rescue and get her against the odds. But in Shibuya, it was like, oh, this is unprecedented.
Just a nuke walking around and we got to handle that. Yeah.
There's similar situations, right? Because the Soul Society in Shibuya is the main characters taking a major L, right? At the end of the arc, the main character lost. You can't say that they won. They didn't succeed.
Yeah.
Whatever they did. Right? Ichigo stopped Rukia from dying, but at the same time, he
didn't beat the person he was supposed to beat.
Also appeared. It was a whole
like the
niggas just let him go.
Issue
like
just kind of popped up. It just kind of got significantly worse from that end of that versus Shibuya. Yeah, Gojo getting sealed again. The world got significantly worse because Gojo got sealed, but like you were saying, I feel like the stakes in Bleach.
Well, who do you think was worse off? Who do you think was worse off post events of each arc? Because I do think
Bleach, the Bleach world by far.
You think they were worse off?
Aizen is openly evil now, and that's a bigger problem. The fact that he showed
what Aizen was gonna do to the world is on a grander scale.
He demonstrated that y'all can't fuck with me, and this is why, because y'all all seen and fell under my spell, and y'all don't even know it.
I definitely think
there's nothing you can do about it. That just elevated everything higher to. I mean, I know Gojo got sealed. Yeah, that's rough for the world in JJK. But
only thing that makes that Aizen shit suck is that Squad Zero was they introduced Squad Zero. That's the shit that made Aizen suck.
I was waiting for somebody to say it.
Once they introduced Squad Zero, it's like Aizen was never an issue. Then Aizen was never an issue. One of them niggas would have came downstairs. Aizen would have been dealt with.
Wasn't.
One of them niggas.
But to be fair, Squad Zero, they did rectify, they did explain why Squad Zero can't move like that because their power is split between the 5 of them or the 6 of them, I guess.
Okay. I mean,
you would have to kill 4 people just to go downstairs and kill Aizen.
Just kind of power. Yeah.
This is my take on the situation because I think it's kind of like I think it's kind of a Spider-Man versus an Avengers dilemma, right? Where it's like where the Avengers are always dealing with the Avengers are dealing with a world-ending threat pretty much on every occasion.
All the time.
It's always some Thanos shit, right? But Spider-Man's best story
6 blocks.
It's always, it's always some nut shit. It's always some nut shit for the Avengers. But the reason why Spider-Man, I think, is always consistently like the most popular Marvel character, in my opinion, is because his best stories are street level shit. Spider-Man's best stories are when he's like interacting with the people, and when we get to see how like the people in his life are impacted by the villains and the city of New York, how it treats him and all that shit. That's why Spider-Man is such a great character. He could be anybody. That's obvious. That's what's great about Spider-Man. but it's the personal shit. Spider-Man's life fucking sucks. Like it's terrible.
Wait.
All the time.
Sorry, I gotta jump in. Anyone can't just be Spider-Man. Can you build synthetic webs?
No. I'm saying anyone under the mask of Spider-Man. Like the idea that he don't show him, he's fully covered. You can't tell if he's black, white, Indian. He could be anybody. Like he could literally be anybody on the street type shit. That's why Spider-Man he's such an inspiration. Anybody could be Spider-Man type shit.
You gotta get bit by that spider.
You know you gotta get bit by that spider and be a genius too. But you know what I'm saying? In theory,
and dodge cancer.
One time.
In theory, he's a very relatable character to the common man. And his stories, they're impactful because there's always like some street level shit that is he's resolving, he's fixing shit, he's dealing with regular people, the city crime, all that shit. And that's kind of the scale of JJK is less so, okay, well, the world might blow up because of this shit. It's more like, wow, this individual or these individual events are fucking up everybody that I know. It's ruining everybody's lives. I'm responsible for the death, or kind of semi-responsible for the death of 7,000 people. Like it's I think it's a personalized story. It's a personalized story. It's a contained universe, and that's why it hits the way it does. But I think they're the same realm. I think Bleach is a fair comparison to JJK in the grand scheme of things. I do.
So if JJK, if we can officially crown it as this generation's Bleach, what's the Naruto and what's the One Piece?
We haven't had
Naruto is Black Clover. One Piece cannot be replicated.
You're pushing Black Clover. What's up?
It is though. It is. The whole wizard thing
on the side. Black Clover is not that good. No way.
It's not. It's not.
Definitely.
It's popular enough.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Oh, okay.
It's popular enough. That's the thing. If you're going solely like,
I'm about to say, My
Hero might be a little bit edge.
A lot of people dropped My Hero this season. I don't know if y'all peeped.
I did too.
Like this last season, a lot of people did not finish
after the ending. Yeah,
that is also true. Yeah.
People dropped it a year ago. I heard niggas would stop fucking with My Hero.
Once man was doing squats to dodge sniper bullets, bro, I put it down. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh, I was out before.
I got far. Not gonna lie.
I got out maybe chapter 2. I was 2.
Chapter 2.
290 somewhere. No. I was whenever the triple. Whenever Hawks
dropped it twice.
I dropped it twice. Whenever Hawks was revealed to be the triple agent. I said, I'm done with this shit, bro. I'm done with it. I don't care no more.
Yo, when they introduced Rock Lock, I dropped it the first time. I'm not gonna lie.
Rock Lock.
I dropped it the first time. As soon as I saw this nigga and his power, bro, I'm like, you became a hero? The standards are too low. The bar is too low, bro. This man is walking around with floor tiles. He was walking around with floor. He was talking mad shit. First of all, he was talking mad shit to niggas with way better powers than him. He was talking shit to Fat Gum. He'll smoke your shit. But
bro,
this nigga's walking around with floor tiles, holding them in place. That's his power. He's walking around with bathroom tiles, bro, just holding it in place to using it as like a double jump. That's your power.
Had the Mario problem. He had the Naruto problem, bro. It's that he was inspired like Kishi. There's too many characters. There's too many characters in a lot of these series where it's like they be pulling up powers out their ass at a certain point. Characters don't get fleshed out, and you gotta come up. He said 80% of the people in the world got quirks. So you gotta every eight characters, like every 10 characters that gets introduced, 8 of them, you got to have a power for them. You have to figure out a way to make them make sense in the story. There's too much. That's a crazy limit to put on yourself.
There's mad regular people with regular powers that you don't even got to talk about. Rock Lock should have been one of them niggas, bro. I'm sorry. He should have been a regular.
He should have been introduced. He shouldn't have been.
He could just make a table for himself when he needs it. Like that should have been as far as his power went. Like I got to put my cup down. Let me float this tile right here.
Nigga, he should have been a busboy. That nigga should have been a busboy.
He became a hero.
Cured the shit out of
his own hotel room. They should have fired him to put Deku on the slot. That's what I'm saying. Like he should be the one that was bagging fries before Deku, and then just like, all right, number one hero wants to bag fries now. Take a seat, Rock Lock. You bum nigga. Like, what are you talking about? What is he? And he's talking shit to a woman that could turn into a dragon? Why would you open your mouth?
He was
Why would you open your mouth in that room? There's S-class heroes in here, and you're yapping.
He's confident in them tiles.
Like, take your floor tiles and stand outside, nigga. This is a meeting for heroes, bro. What do you? I dropped it. I saw the episode and I dropped it. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way this man is yapping right now. There's no way this man has lines in the plot.
That tile is the strongest tile on earth.
every time he spoke, I wanted somebody to just look at the papers like, yo, you're in the script? What do you mean? Why you talking to me? You're not no one wrote you down for a line.
Of course, this nigga black too, bro. Like
that that shit hurts. That shit really hurts.
Useless ass.
Only redeeming factor is that we got Miracle.
I guess, yeah. She cool.
I guess.
She's cool.
But
that just opens up a door for the other weird ass nigga. It's just bad, man.
It's bad.
I don't know. I think we have realized, what I've realized at least, is that it is a lot harder to write a shonen series. I think we were spoiled. We was genuinely spoiled for a while in the early 2000s, even in the 90s. We were spoiled with decent really good endings. Just good endings, decent endings, even endings that were just meh. Even a meh ending is like, you know what? At least they didn't like tarnish the reputation that we built up to this point. Like we didn't.
That's usually legacy. That's usually on like shorter anime, I would say. I say most of the time when you got a decent series that's like a couple, maybe like 100, 120 chapters or like 12, 24 episodes, you can usually get a good ending out of stuff like that. It's just with the longest series,
it's hard to wrap up a long series.
It's really difficult, man.
It is. I mean, the best series are short. Like if we were being real, especially animes, Cowboy Bebop. There's a reason why niggas still consider it one of the best. Samurai Champloo. I still think Samurai Champloo is one of the best. You know what I'm saying? They went crazy. Only 26, 24, 26 episodes. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a tight.
We did have a lot of westerns back in the day. Not gonna lie, but those are satisfying stories. Like it should work.
They work.
I can't lie.
Work when they work. They work when they work. It's
even like Tenchi Muyo, like even though it's in space and shit, and it is longer. It is kind of like
it's way longer
than honestly.
Man,
I think it's a genre that's they overdid it a little bit, but I wouldn't mind getting back to it a little bit at this point. Like there's not
Western. You would read a new Western right now
if it had a new. I feel like there's been enough series come out that I feel like there could be an interesting take on a new Western. Yeah, I think there could be an interesting take on a new Western.
There was one that dropped last season. What was that? The character's name was like the Willow Sword. And it was about all these strong ass people that came from like different worlds. Oh man. I know you saw Professor J, but I can't remember the name of it right now. But it was like low key like a Western. Like it introduced all these strong characters. You're essentially following this one dude with a busted up sword who could cut anything. And he just showed up there to fight. Like he's just like, I want to fight strong people. And essentially, yeah, you just follow him throughout the story. And it's pretty cool.
What's that shit called? Ishura?
I think so.
I think that's Ishura.
Let me see. I'm pretty sure you're right. Yeah.
I think that's Ishura. Let me just.
Yeah, Ishura. That's
yeah.
I mean, there was an overarching story around it, like with a war and everything, but it was essentially
yeah.
Like it followed the same tropes.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Not too much details about the main character. He's just going around smoking people. He's doing shit for his own reasons. He's not helping nobody that like doesn't benefit him. Right? Like
little flashback or something. Give me some emotion.
Short.
That's it. Short. It's good. It's to the point. Yeah, I like it.
I'm fine with that. I'm gonna have to check that out.
While we're on the
animation's
topic,
really good too.
People to watch stuff. Everyone should watch Tower of God. Just watch.
I don't know, man.
I heard the animation.
Frame rate is the same if you read it, bro. I'm telling you. The frame rate is the same old webtoon. I'm telling you. It's the exact same. The numbers are the same, bro. Just read it. Just read it. You don't have to watch it, bro. Those frame rates are just...
I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, nah.
I do suggest reading it. I ain't gonna lie. I do suggest reading it.
They're just taking, it's like they're taking the character models from the manga and just dragging them across the screen. Just implied movement, bro. They're just dragging them across the screen. It's crazy.
It's somebody's webtoon app underneath the camera, and it's dragging it
right, bro. Oh my god.
Oh man, the
just
frame rate, bro.
In the background.
Yo,
like what's happening?
I'm crying.
This fight was 4 frames total. How?
That's mad funny, bro.
I feel like
Beniyamo fight right now. Are you watching what's happening currently in the anime? The Beniyamo fight.
They gotta save some money somewhere. I'm hoping.
Even the Mizuno fight, the Uruk with Uruk and Bam.
Yeah, that was. It started off strong.
That was their time to put the money.
They blew the budget.
Investments in, man.
It
that was the time to really
strong,
all out on the budget.
But they did kind of. I feel like they blew the budget a little early. I ain't going.
How many episodes they doing?
Right now, I think it's at like 11, 12.
So what, we talking 24?
I don't know how many they're doing for the season. Probably 24. Maybe longer, depending on what kind of funding they get for the next season.
Because I think they're gonna go all the way through to the workshop arc. Honestly,
that's what I was thinking. They probably would end right there.
They better add more frames before they get there, bro.
Oh,
they better.
Oh,
they better. The Hell Train arc is crazy. There's crazy amount of fights in the Hell Train arc, man. And
I refuse to believe they're going into the Hell Train arc with this animation.
Maybe they need to switch studios. Maybe they need a more experienced studio. Maybe they need someone a little bit more.
I don't even feel like their first season was this bad.
The first season,
I feel like the first season looked a little smooth.
It was pretty okay. It was pretty okay. Did they switch studios?
No,
I don't think so. I think people just quit. I think the studios just, yeah, man. I think they're just understaffed, crazy, like
spreading them a little thin. I mean, hey man,
read it.
Yeah, it's not the greatest animation. So read Tower of God. How about that? I'll switch it up. Read Tower of God.
Is this a Crunchyroll original? Is this like a Crunchyroll produced situation? Is that what it is?
Nah, Crunchyroll has they're purchasing they're only using in-house studios,
and that's why that's
subcontract.
That's why. That is why. That answers it right there.
They're rushing it probably.
Yeah,
that's another thing I believe.
Rushing it. The shit ended like 2 years ago. They had more than enough time.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing,
apparently,
but
apparently it did it. Because that shit is
most
not done.
Popular. I don't get it. Honestly, I really don't get it because it is the most popular Korean manhwa out in the world.
They're doing it so dirty.
Like
they're doing it
that's
dirty.
what I'm saying. Solo Leveling got the
Solo Leveling. I was about to say. I swear to God, Solo Leveling got the works. Solo Leveling got
the animation. They got the fucking. They changed the story up a little bit. They didn't drop too much. Like they went all out for Solo Leveling. You're telling me
Solo Leveling is supposed to come back in October, by the way.
Whoa.
And it's gonna look fantastic if they keep that same studio.
And Solo Leveling's not as good as Tower of God. If I'm being like in terms of a story, it's. I mean, I don't want to shit on it.
Solo Leveling's story is not great. It's
interesting.
It's entertaining.
Yeah, it's interesting. But that's about it. You know,
but Tower of God, like the story gets in depth. The world building is crazy in Tower of God. I gotta give it to them. Like I love Tower of God.
They doing it. They're
watching them fights this season, bro.
They doing it.
I put it down. I had to. I got to like episode 10, and I was like, this drag and drop shit is getting crazy. This drag and drop is getting crazy. They'll animate them going for the punch. Then you're just gonna drag them across the screen a little bit. You feel me? Just gonna drag them all the way to Bam,
add
and
a
then
little
they'll
after image.
At least it's not fucking Legend of Ragnarok.
No, nothing. It's not that.
Legend of Ragnarok is the most painful watch.
I'm not gonna watch it again. I dropped it. I will not pick it back up.
Who the pain for something so like kind of interesting? Story. Right. It's kind of interesting. Like I kind of fuck with it. It's just watching it. Like you'll get to one scene of the fight, somebody will do one swing. All right, time for 20 minutes of dialogue, and then at the end of this episode, we'll find out if the swing hit or not. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, I'm not sitting here for another 25 minutes.
There was one interesting. It was like the first one with Lu Bu and whoever the fuck he fought, Zeus. I don't even remember who he fought. Thor, right? He fought Thor.
Yeah,
that was the only semi. Interesting one.
That was the only fight they put a budget behind. Literally, that was it. After that,
that was the first one. That was the first one.
Adam and was just order.
An actual PowerPoint. An actual PowerPoint they put on the screen.
That shit was crazy. Like,
yeah, it was an actual
slideshow.
It was a real slideshow.
It's a rough watch. Like Hercules versus fucking what was his dude's name?
Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper.
Tough watch.
Tough watch.
Right, man.
Tough watch. But the way
this is crazy.
Oh man,
this has been a very negative episode. There's nothing.
Like not there. We're trying to give credit where it's due, but man, it's just Some of these shits are just unredeemable.
Hey, Solo Leveling's coming back in October, and Solo Leveling's going to be beautiful to watch.
It will look nice. It will look nice. I'll give it that. I don't know if
anybody got any honorable mentions. I want to do a couple from this season in case anybody has looking for something new to watch. I guess Osan Nubi isn't bad.
Not bad. Yeah.
What else was I watching? Because it I'd say it's mid. I say it's a good turn your brain off watch.
Let me see.
The action's pretty decent. What else was I watching? Oh, you put me under this. Professor J, No Longer Allowed in Another World.
Fire.
Fire definitely lower on the list.
Yeah.
Fire concept.
Yeah.
Fire concept. I'll give them that.
As you go along into it, it kind of be like,
It kind of gets repetitive. I'm not gonna hold you. Is
see.
anybody watching the Fairy Tale 100-Year Quest?
Definitely.
Fuck no. Fuck no.
That is the worst. I read like 4 chapters into that, and it's
Let
just,
me tell you,
I will never watch this. I will never read this. I will never do anything to do with Fairy Tale again.
Let me tell y'all something. I stopped caring about Fairy Tale. I think I read, or no, I watched. Wasn't reading shit. I watched when they went into that alternate universe shit.
With the Zodiacs?
Nah, it was just it was like the alternate reality version of themselves, and they had to
yeah.
Drops. Hard drop.
No.
Hard drop.
No.
Hard
you
drop.
find out one of the
that
people from his
YouTube
world
clips.
is actually from the
Mr. Gon was really Jalal from another drop.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, they ruined Mr. Gon, bro. That was supposed to be like a whole big thing.
He was supposed to be cool.
That shit was his introduction was cold. The nigga came in and
everybody did sleep. That was cool. It was cool. He had some staffs and shit.
And then you made him a burger, like.
And
then
he wasn't even nice for real.
He was not. He was not nice at all.
That shit, man. Come on, bro.
Yeah, that was bad.
Packs. I don't care what nobody say. That shit is 2 packs of ass, dog. I'm sorry.
Elusive Samurai. That was good.
Samurai.
It's pretty good. I like the animation. It leans into the comedy a little hard sometimes. I appreciate it. I know it's not taking itself too seriously, but sometimes it's a little, that Japanese humor is a bit awkward, especially like an old school Looney Tunes type, like their type of old school humor. But as it goes, I like it. It's pretty fun. With Story of Wand and Sword, I would say
I didn't watch it. I watched one episode.
I like the animation. But the characters are mad basic.
It's Black Clover.
The characters are just pretty basic. Yeah.
It's Black Clover with a nice paint job, and I still can't get over the stench. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I definitely get that. But the main character's moving. I mean, the animation, like I said, the animation looks clean. I got to give it to them.
I'm jaded. I honestly I hate. I feel like I end up hate watching a lot of series. I don't know.
Well, these are just like proxies, you know what I mean? These are just to hold you down until the actual shit comes out, if I'm being honest.
I heard Elusive Samurai was decent though. I've seen niggas talk about that. I'm actually probably gonna add that to my watch list right now.
Failure Frame, I became the strongest and annihilated everything. Has a dope concept.
You like
the animation, dog water.
Dog shit.
Garbage. It's awful.
We talking Kingdom or what are we talking about?
Yeah, so it does this weird shit where it switches from like regular animation to like the Kingdom 3D. Like it goes back and forth. And it's not good. It's not clever. It's not.
I thought niggas learned after Berserk, after the Berserk series, that's just not you can't do that.
No one learned.
Stop.
That's the problem.
Even Baki tried.
Baki learned too. They did one season. And
they went back. They went to the right animation style immediately. It was just like my fault. Let's put.
They were just like, no one like this. No one at all.
Niggas fuck with Baki enough to even get them a season 2, but they're lucky. They're genuinely fortunate.
They're lucky.
That niggas like Baki like that. Honestly,
they could have got the Berserk treatment. Like they're not getting another season. They ruined it.
I don't even like talking about
that's strictly manga.
I don't even like talking about that shit because of how badly
they did
that shit. What the fuck? We got one good series that is 27 years old at this point for Berserk. That's it. That's it. It's
like not much we can do with it anymore. They kind of put their foot in the dirt on that one. Like
and it's like a tenth of the series. We literally have that's the only media of Berserk. The series from almost 3 decades ago. Literally the manga. That's it.
Quiet for everything else. I mean, if you want to, waste some time, I would say I Parry Everything is a decent enough watch. But the story's not going anywhere. It's very much the name of the title is the whole show.
I was so mad. You watch the beginning, it's just like, oh, he's got all this promise, he can do all of these things. Nah, I'm just gonna go out and parry everything, dog.
Yeah, it kind of gives me like that windbreaker, like unearned type of issues with the main character. Like, oh, he can learn all these things, but he can't use skills, so he's not strong. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, Windbreaker was the same issue. Like, oh, he's getting bullied because of his white hair and multicolored eyes. Shut the fuck up.
Nigga, shut up. Oh my god.
Shut up, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Like, oh no, everybody makes fun of me because I look a little different, so I gotta fight everybody. Shut your bitch ass up, bro.
Yeah, that's nice.
No one cares for only fighting.
You're having no issues for real. Like, you have no problems in the real world, and this is the issue you gave him. Like, this is the issue you want him to
his mom own like a restaurant or some shit. Like, wasn't he good? Like, actually,
niggas upper middle class.
He was just antisocial. That's his issue. So like, he's antisocial and he wants to fight. Those are his real issues. We could focus on that. We don't got to talk about his multicolored eyes. No one gives a shit about that. Talk about why he don't want to talk to nobody.
Fucking dickhead.
For no reason. Talk about why he's violent like that. We could talk into that. Like, well, what type of, like, you had a decent parents, like you had a solid upbringing. So why you like this?
Niggas want to be fake demons, bro.
For no reason.
I gotta stop us because this is very negative. I thought we was gonna have some positive.
Every anime.
It's a Slanderfest.
This is it. Title of the episode.
I'm just not feeling good, man. I'm just feeling real negative, bro. It's Diddy, bro. It's Diddy, bro.
Nah, he brought up Diddy. It's over. Anyway,
he did it. Diddy did it.
Diddy did it, bro.
It's been an Urban Anime Podcast. If you're a victim of Diddy, call 911.
Yeah, please seek help. Seek help.
If you've been contacted by the diddler, call the FBI immediately.
Please. Well, help. I'll do everything in my power to get you in contact. I promise.
Yeah.
Promise.
We taking over unders. Contact me. Get me on Twitter, Tyler the Ronin. We taking over unders. Is Diddy gonna make it to? I'm saying October 20th. That's what we doing. I'm taking. we figured something 20. Out. Get at me.
I got 20. He sees Christmas.
Christmas. I got. Ooh. I don't think.
I got 20. He sees Christmas
after Christmas, before MLK Day.
So we got
for MLK Day.
Yeah,
20 days.
That little 16-day window.
So the 25th to the 15th, 16th. Okay.
You see that window right there? Everyone's.
I'll take the end of December. I'll take that last 2 weeks of December. That's my bonus.
I'm going
October to the 31st.
Sunset October 3rd.
October 20th. I'm telling y'all, he not making it. Listen, y'all, he not seeing Thanksgiving, bro. He not seeing the parade. He not seeing Snoopy, dog.
Not going to the Macy's parade.
Not this year, dog.
Seeing the giant Johnson & Johnson baby oil floaty.
All right, this has been the Urban Anime Podcast.
That nigga,
no one's buying that shit again, bro. It's over for Johnson & Johnson, bro.
Stocks are plummeting, bro.
Stocks are plummeting. The biggest customer. They're the ones that's truly
keeping them in business for generations.
Majority shareholder.
He canceled. The raid happened, and he had to cancel his next order. And Johnson & Johnson was devastated. They had a truck ready to go.
Let me give another 1,000.
This has been an Urban Anime Podcast.
1,000 in the lot, Mr. Combs, please. We have barrels. Barrels. How long it took to get this together?
They're gonna cause a massive accident.
You wanted the sensitive skin one.
This is gonna affect the economy. Like, he bought so much baby oil on the regular, it might actually fuck up the economy.
It wasn't just. It was baby oil and lube. Over 1,000. Over 1,000.
Over 1,000.
The combination.
That's more than they got in Target. That's more than they got in department stores, dog. They don't.
That's more than like every Target in like the Northeast has like on their stock right in this second. 1,000 baby oils. I guarantee you right now, in our tri-state area, every Target does not have 1,000 baby oil.
That's pallets of baby oil.
He was getting it straight from the factory. Like, there's no, you can't make bulk deals like that.
He had the Johnson.
I don't even think Costco got that much fucking baby oil, bro.
That's what I'm saying, bro. We're talking about
Yeah.
pallets of oil, pallets like that.
He had a little tank under his crib, like you know, like the gas tanks.
Oh
no, it's just baby oil
Backed up.
They just
coming out the water fountain.
They got the hose attached. They got the oh god, bro.
There's no water
had
in
somebody
his
on
house. It's just
payroll for
baby
that
oil.
shit. Oh god,
Shit is running through the pipes.
He got a little sprinkler above his front door.
Coming out the showers. No, no.
That's actually dangerous. You got oil just coming out the showers.
Yeah,
he's a criminal. Of course,
you don't care.
He's just
course he
sliding
don't
around
care.
his crib all day.
This niggas is sliding all day.
He didn't get the permit for that shit. He didn't get the permit for that shit. From
Man
the
don't got water beds. He got baby oil beds, bro. Like it's just in the mattress.
That's why they coming after him. He
What
didn't get
that
approved
much?
for this shit,
Like
bro.
what?
That's why he had so many beds, because you were just constantly sliding from bed to bed.
He was just going down it, bro. He
stacked
was riding down that shit, bro. Oh, nah.
Like it's slip and slide.
Man had a slip and slide across
Bro,
the bed.
and he had fucking Meek Mill at the end bent over, bro. That was
No. We out of here. We out of here.